Hey, welcome back to the Marking Out Network. I'm one of your hosts, Dean Walker.
And I am Neal Pretty Boy Thomas, but you already know that. And this is...
Cordell, a.k.a. Smoke.
Man, you guys are so damn cocky.
Yeah, we are.
So damn cocky.
We are. We're very cocky.
So today we're going to get into the Money in the Bank 2023 pay-per-view review.
We are, yes. PLE, by the way.
It's
not a pay-per-view
anymore. I don't do that.
Let's talk about the 2 o'clock start time. I fucking love it. By the way,
I'm more awake while watching it.
WWE needs to do more international shows because watching wrestling at 2 o'clock, first of all, I was against it, but we're starting the pod at, what time is it? 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock?
Yeah.
So right now we would be just coming out of the pay-per-view or PLE or whatever, and AEW one doesn't end till like almost fucking midnight. And starting at 2 o'clock is fantastic because literally we have like 4 or 5 hours afterwards to digest everything. And I think sometimes that actually is a little more better perspective because right after that, you're riding high in the emotions, you like your knee-jerk reaction and stuff like that. But now we have time to think about the pay-per-view or PLE. We have time to think about the Money in the Bank. And I think it's a good thing. What do you guys think about that 2 o'clock start time in London? By the way, the London crowd was fucking lit tonight.
They always
it was
are.
hype, man. Especially with the Cena promo, man. He got them fucking going.
But they always are. They're
the
London crowd is always pretty hyped for everything.
Shout out to the people in London. You guys did a fantastic job. That makes the PLEs, the pay-per-views, that much better, that much more enjoyable to an extent. But I'm going to touch on that a little later. There's something that I want to get off my chest before we get to the first match. That was kind of grinding my gears a little bit. Okay, so we're going to talk about this match specifically, but the spot with Logan Paul and Ricochet where they're on top of the ladder and they end up hitting the ropes and they're kind of wobbly and then they're like bouncing around and then Ricochet does the Spanish fly with Logan Paul through the double tables, right? That's a dangerous spot.
Yeah.
That's a very dangerous spot. Now, Logan Paul ended up cutting his shoulder, I believe. He showed a picture on social media afterwards. Where is the uproar for that spot when Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega get fucking destroyed for the Tiger Driver 91 in a match that had a decent build-up? 2 professionals, by the way. They have more 5-star matches between them than we can fucking count. These guys been around a long time. They've been around the block. A move that was planned and executed to perfection, but yet they get crucified on social media by certain individuals saying, "Oh, it's dangerous. You shouldn't drop somebody on their head like that." But yet Ricochet and Logan Paul do a Spanish fly that was botched. Let's say it was botched. They fucked up. We all saw them fuck up. They were jerking each other off on the ropes before they can execute it. And then Ricochet jumps off. Logan Paul's like, "Oh shit, I got to jump with them. Let me do that." And the move was dangerous as fuck. Where's the uproar in that? But then you crucify Kenny and Ospreay for a Tiger Driver 91 when it was executed perfect. So where is this underlying? I feel like there's some kind of, I don't want to go into conspiracies, man, but when a move like that is executed in AEW, it's the worst thing ever. And yet a move more dangerous because it was botched. And what happens when a botched move happens? Somebody gets hurt. But where's the uproar in that?
I kind of feel like it might be the war between WWE and AEW because a lot of fans, even though Kenny Omega does this or Ricochet does that, they're just going to hate each other on whatever side you're on. It's this is kind of a weird example. What came to mind is Romeo and Juliet. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the 2 sides of the family, right? Is that a weird reference? That's weird.
It is. I'm not sure where you pulled that from.
I was like,
wow.
Like Romeo and Juliet. I'm like, oh, is it?
It might be the cup of coffee. I'm feeling warm. I feel toasty. I want to get a nice book. You know what I'm saying?
And Romeo and Juliet is the first thing that came to mind.
Yeah.
I think what he's saying is because the families hated each other so much.
Okay.
But they loved each other. But I get the reference, but
I'm almost pulled out. You got to keep going. Keep going. Help me out
I'm
here.
sorry.
Save him.
That's all I can get from that.
You can save him a little bit.
Oh man, but okay, I get what Dean's saying here. They hate each other. It's not so much WWE versus, like he said, AEW. It's the fans. You know how many accounts we've had to block because, dude, I found so many accounts. AEW botches, AEW anti this, AEW anti that, and then they would continuously mock AEW. And I was like, if you're gonna go down this road and you're not, like many accounts of like, I'm gonna take a picture of the empty seats on the hard cam side and say, AEW struggling, they can't.
I don't see the purpose of that.
Again, Smoke, you're backing me up here. Like I don't see the purpose. You're not talking about the actual wrestling event. You're talking about the fans that are not in the seats.
I feel like
what's the point of that shit?
I feel like those people are trying to prove themselves a point, like prove a point to themselves that see, it's not as popular as WWE because there's some missing seats. So what?
Impact is not as popular.
Hey.
Also, we got to be honest. I mean, I'm not to bring it up, but the economy. I mean, shit's expensive. People aren't making as much money as they used to.
Shit's very expensive.
WWE and AEW fans, they never bring economic shit into the mix. I mean, think about it. People don't want to spend $500 on a ticket.
Yeah. So I wanted to go to Forbidden Door in Toronto. The cheapest one I saw was $550. You're talking about like, again, I want to go to the show. I desperately wanted to go to the show. I got to spend $515 on the ticket. I got to spend for the flight. I got to spend for a hotel, spending money, Ubers. God knows how much money just to enjoy the show. You think people are actually going to travel like that? And people got this kind of dough? And then AEW goes to smaller towns and smaller venues. Maybe these people can't afford to go to a show. Have we factor in that? Where you're like, WWE, they sell out everywhere. Okay, maybe the tickets are cheaper. I don't know. Maybe the parents are buying for their kids. I don't know.
Yeah, they're so mainstream, it can be cheap, you know?
Exactly. So when you take pictures of empty seats at a venue, stadium, a small arena, that to me, you're just purposely trying to say, hey, this show sucks, it should go out of business. What do you gain by that? That to me, that absolutely nothing, because first of all, you're not a fan of professional wrestling because you're not actually talking about the actual wrestling involved. You're talking about the empty seats, and that's what I have a problem of. So anytime you want to show pictures of empty seats, I don't care if it's AEW, Impact, WWE, New Japan, some indie random show. We don't crucify indie shows if they have 20 people there and 30 seats are empty. Nobody gives a shit. These guys are trying to perform at the best of their abilities. And same thing with WWE and AEW. We try to be unbiased as popular, but it's the fans, the hardcore fans of WWE that want to see AEW fail, which to me doesn't make any sense. Why don't you want to see companies, other professional wrestling companies, succeed? Because that makes professional wrestling better. And if you want to see AEW fail, get a fucking life, man. Get a fucking life. You would think you would have more important things to worry about. You having AEW fail means absolutely nothing to you. Me having WWE fail means absolutely nothing to me. I don't own stock in WWE. I don't make a single fucking dime no matter how successful WWE is. I don't make a single fucking dime how AEW is successful. I don't make a dime how Impact's successful. I don't work for these companies. We talk about professional wrestling.
I don't think Impact makes a dime.
Mind your business.
Man, why you gotta go there, bro?
What? I'm just saying.
I gotta go there, man.
I'm
why
just
you gotta go
saying.
there?
They trying.
I was nice to them until they didn't respond to me.
So
Anyway.
you're bitter.
I'm bitter.
Gotcha.
I'll be honest about it. Another weird thing that comes to mind, it might be, maybe I'm just in a weird mood tonight. Nickelodeon and Disney. It's like the same thing. We don't need to see a rivalry. We don't need to see a war. I may like That's So Raven. You may like iCarly.
Each thing, yeah.
It's just, or music artists. We don't have two music artists. We got.
I was gonna say, like, I
just choose.
To give an example, I'm a huge fan of rap, but do I want to see rock fail?
No, right? Just
I don't care.
I'm just going to change the channel when it turns on if I don't like it. You know,
exactly,
that's it.
Man. Exactly.
It's a bunch of shit. I mean, now given competition is good.
Oh, it's great.
It's fantastic, and the fact that Vince doesn't hold stock on every superstar ever. I don't know why I said superstar wrestler ever. That's fantastic too. But it's just fans are.
Tell me what business is actually good, or what entity is good when it's just one thing. I'm looking at the sign right now. I don't want to get a plug right now, but like I'm looking at a soda
sign.
I'm looking at a soda sign right now. Do we want to drink one kind of soda? Do we want to eat one kind of food? Do we want to wear one type of clothes? Why would you want to watch one type of professional wrestling? To me, that is limiting your experiences and your excitement and your enthusiasm and everything else. Do you want to drive one car? No, you don't. So to me, I don't understand, like, everything has to be WWE style or related, or everything has to be AEW style. I like certain things from WWE. I like certain things from AEW. Hell, man, I even like certain things from Impact. Thank you, Smoke.
Wow.
So why does one thing have to be all the way across the board? That's my point. But I have to say that really bugged me. Booker T's another guy, man. I hate getting off topic here. We're going to talk about Money in the Bank eventually, but, man, there's a lot of shit to talk about. Booker T called out Sting this week for jumping off the ladder through the double tables on Sammy Guevara. Hey, Booker T, are you going to call out Logan Paul and Ricochet this week?
No, of course not. He's a mark for WWE. Respectfully, I like Booker T.
Okay, he said Sting shouldn't be doing that. Save that for the young kids. I'm sorry. Isn't Logan Paul 27? I'm sorry. Isn't Ricochet in his early 30s? And they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what does age have to do with anything? If you're a professional wrestler, you could fuck up at any age. Sting is 64 years old. He has the balls to jump off a ladder across that gap onto two tables, which is actually a one-table spot. And you're telling me you're going to berate him for it when he doesn't have to do anything ever again? His legacy is cemented? Are you going to call out Monday Ricochet and Logan Paul for nearly killing themselves when they clearly fucked up? And then they continued with the spot, which could have been disastrous. No, he is not. So you're telling me if you're going to say something about Sting, you need to say something about Logan Paul and Ricochet, or otherwise you're completely biased. I know he's going to paycheck from WWE, but you got to be across the board with all of this shit. I don't care if it's an indie promotion in front of 10 fucking people that did that spot, or Ricochet and Logan Paul in front of 18,000 people in that spot. You got to call it like you see it, man. You cannot pick and choose what is right. We're not the gatekeepers on what professional wrestlers do, man. We're not. They can do whatever they want. If Ospreay and Omega want to do a Tiger Driver 91 and execute it perfectly, by all means, I trust them. If Sting wants to jump off a ladder at 64 years old, my point is, it's all dangerous. Anybody can be killed at any time, but you can't call out one wrestler and then disregard everybody else when it's just as dangerous. Call it across the board, man. I respect anybody that gets in a professional wrestling ring. Doesn't mean I have to like them. I don't have to like Corbin. I don't have to like The Miz. I don't have to like Logan Paul. But I can respect them because they're putting their lives on the line. But it's just as dangerous. But as commentators, as people that call this stuff, you have to call out the bullshit when you see it. And you cannot pick and choose which ones you do based on where you're getting the paycheck from. You can't do it. Because they're all professional wrestlers. They're all human beings across the board. You cannot pick and choose. Sting is a bad guy. Ricochet and Logan Paul get a pass because they work for WWE, and so do you.
Damn. Mic drop. That's a lot of TikTok clips. I'm gonna be posting that. So, all right, you guys ready to get into the
all right, match number one? Let's do it.
Predictions. I mean, results.
Predictions. Are we going back in time? Predict it now, and then okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm on some shit tonight. Anyway,
it's that Nescafe, bro. You've been like pounding like 8 cups of that, right? Like Jesus.
8 or 9. Who's counting?
You're all twitchy.
I'm all jittery and shit. I'm all ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
So the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Who was the participants in that? Give us the rundown first.
So we got Damian Priest, we got Butch, LA Knight, Logan Paul, Ricochet, Santos Escobar, and Shinsuke Nakamura, and of course, Damian Priest? Question mark one.
Yeah.
Can I get a question mark from all of you? Just a little question
mark.
What's going on with that? Damian Priest. I don't mind. Now listen, if LA Knight wasn't in it, I would say this makes sense.
Yes.
But this is another case of Vince going, don't give them what they want because we're the one who pay for we pay for everything the WWE has. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't be there, right? So then why do we get shit on every time. I get it once in a while because that's just the way life is, but every time? Come on.
Every time.
That's weird, man.
I know what you're going, but Smoke, I want to ask you about this. What about Santos Escobar's gear tonight?
I thought it looked terrible.
I was going to say that.
Only one.
I was going to say that'll wake you up a little bit.
It looked so terrible that I almost got mad.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest, I skipped a little bit, and some of the entrances I skipped. All I saw was Santos Escobar in the ring with some weird thing on his face. I thought he was wearing one of those Ninja Turtle things, those little masks.
It looked like a raccoon. Okay, so my guess is he listen, we're assuming here.
An Aztec thing on his Instagram.
It was like an Aztec warrior, but I'm going to be honest with you. Santos Escobar had some really cool gear, NXT main roster. He comes out some really dope shit. And the LWO comes out with some really cool gear. This one was a complete swing and a miss. Yeah. He looked like my nephew's 10-year-old Halloween costume. It did not translate. It did not look intimidating. I don't know what the orange and purple was. It did not translate. As soon as he came out, I was like, he's not winning at all, man. It did not translate to Penta from Lucha Bros. Came out some really cool Aztec warrior gear. He's Mexican. It worked for him. It did not work for Santos Escobar tonight. I'm sorry. And usually he's on point with the gear because this is the first time I was actually talking shit about Santos gear. As far as I can remember, it did not translate. It looked like a 10-year-old kid trick-or-treating. I'm sorry. It did not work. Yeah. And whatever he tried to convey, maybe whatever they drawn up would look good on paper and like, this is going to look fucking badass, right? This is going to look really sweet, but it just didn't translate to the real life thing. And we'll put that in the closet, bro. It didn't work out.
I respect trying.
I respect trying. Sometimes things just don't work out like you planned it, and good for you for trying, but put that in the closet. Never wear that again. Never wear that face paint again. And we'll chalk this up to a mulligan because it did not work.
When I saw Logan make his entrance, for some reason, I felt happy. I like it. I like the heat he gets. I like that people have that that feeling of, oh man, he's a YouTuber, he's this and this. And I know he's got some talent to him, so I'm cool with him wrestling, but I just love how he has genuine heat. We don't get that much nowadays. And the last time we got like a celebrity with that much heat was David Arquette, and he didn't really have the talent to back it up. And he still does, I think, some pro wrestling indie shows, so I give him a lot of cred. I give him a lot of cred, but Logan Paul is actually really fucking good.
He is.
So the fact that he has natural heat, man, I was kind of happy. I was like, you know what? If LA Knight loses, I would say Logan Paul is actually my second.
There were other guys in this match, so it wasn't just LA Knight. I mean, there was Ricochet, there was Nakamura, there was Butch. The match itself was, it was pretty good. I mean, it was nothing to write home about. I mean, I think I gave it a 6.5 out of 10, just because Damian Priest ended up winning, and it would have been a 7 or 8, even potentially if LA Knight would have won.
That crowd was not having it, bro.
No,
you saw everybody. They were all freaking out, and I could tell everybody had this Vince idea in their heads.
Oh, it's in the back of your mind. You're like, okay, Vince is in charge of creative now. It's not Triple H. I'm sorry, Smoke. It's not Triple H anymore. It's definitely Vince McMahon.
It's just Vince.
It's just Vince McMahon. He's the number one guy.
When you see that shit happen, do you picture Vince smiling? And he's all happy that we're mad. Like, do you picture like that, like evil smile Vince will give?
I think he fully believes he's doing what's best.
He's doing what's best.
I don't think so. I think he's doing it just to fuck with people.
Man, you know what? I
think he finds it funny.
It's kind of disappointing too because I actually like Damian Priest, but the whole time I'm thinking it should have been LA Knight to win because look at the fact that LA Knight comes to every show that he's in. People are cheering for him like crazy. He's cutting Rock 2000 promos now. He is over as fuck, man. When's the last time you seen a guy that wasn't stuffed down our fucking throats by the powers that be that got over by himself?
Daniel Bryan.
That was a
2015, 2014?
14.
Yeah,
and even 13, he was gaining some traction.
He was sparking up a little bit.
Yeah, so we're talking about 9, almost a decade later, for a guy to get over like this. He's not Roman Reigns. Cena's a whole different thing, but he's not Roman Reigns where he's going to be force-fed to us like he's the handpicked, chosen guy by corporate to be the number one guy. And I think that Vince McMahon, I could be wrong, man. I don't know if Vince has a problem with his age, but shit, Damian Priest is up there too. He's around 40 years old, I think 39, 40 years old.
He is,
but the fact that LA Knight is getting over on his own organically, and it's not a Vince creation, I think it upsets him. He's like, fuck this, man. I don't want him getting over anymore because I didn't create this character. I didn't create him. And we're going to go with honestly, man, a safe choice. Okay. Damian Priest is a safe, quote-unquote, choice. Wouldn't you agree, Smoke?
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the age as well because Vince is old as shit too, and he's still in charge. So Vince I don't know, man.
He's a couple years away from being dust.
I just hope that they actually do something with Damian Priest, to be honest with you. Like, I hope that they actually, because, I mean, look, who was our Money in the Bank winner last year? We had Austin Theory, and that was
an epic fail.
Epic fail.
That was a waste of a contract.
Terrible. I just feel like I personally feel like I just hope this means bigger and better things for Damian Priest. I don't want Judgment Day to break up or anything or him to leave. I don't want to see a storyline about that. I don't want to see a storyline with Finn being jealous of Damian. I just want Damian Priest to thrive. The Judgment Day needs another person that holds the title into that faction. So yeah, I'm hoping that he just has a better storytelling.
Don't you think it's going to be a power struggle now because Finn just lost the World Heavyweight Championship? Now Damian is the Money in the Bank winner, and then during the match between Seth and Finn, Damian came out and was teasing a cash in. He was like, he was just observing. He was seeing what was going on, and then he distracted Finn. I don't know if it was on purpose or intentional, and that's what caused Seth Rollins to end up winning the match. And then, so we're going to obviously see a rift. It was not, I mean, honestly, Damian had the best night of Judgment Day. Dom ended up losing. We're going to talk about that. Rhea, frustrated. She's still the champ, but she got nothing going on right now. And so Judgment Day, they're kind of in flux. There's some discord there, and I think, honestly, it's interesting to see. And I think right now, obviously it's the best storyline going on Monday Night Raw, but congratulations, Damian Priest, on a victory. But we wanted to see LA Knight just like everybody else because I feel like that would have been a better storyline. But Triple H said in the scrum afterwards, they got a bigger plan for LA Knight. I don't believe a fucking word Triple H ever says because
Neal, when was the last time we heard that?
What was the last time that actually worked out that way? Cody Rhodes. Bigger plan, adversity. You got to go through a lot of traumatic experiences to get where you're going. How's that working out for Cody Rhodes? He's fallen further away from the rematch with Roman than ever before. But yeah, all right. So that's the Money in the Bank men's ladder match. It was a good match. Damian Priest. I'm happy for him, but I wish LA Knight would have won.
Yeah, this is not the first time that Vince gave the wrong winner a shot and kind of made us hate him for no reason. You know, there's just the wrong person, wrong time. We can breeze over this next one like we did in the predictions. Liv Morgan and Raquel, they are the new tag team champions.
Why do they keep doing this?
But you know what?
They keep putting these tag titles on Raquel and Liv, and I'm trying to figure out why.
I mean, they did get in. Oh, Liv got injured, right? Liv?
She did.
So maybe, it's just a placeholder because they had bigger plans, and of course, they got it back.
The bigger thing is, why the fuck would Baszler turn on Ronda Rousey? First of all,
they just got back together.
They just got back together. Ronda and Baszler saying, "Oh, we're pining to be a tag team. We want to be tag team champions." But Baszler gave zero. This is how much storylines make sense in WWE. They gave zero indication why Baszler would turn on Ronda Rousey. Not a little miscommunication during a match. Not a, I'm kind of jealous that you're more popular and you're more quote unquote over and I'm tired of living in your shadow kind of thing. None of that. Just a split hair, spur of the moment. Hey, Baszler all of a sudden turns on Ronda Rousey, and I'm looking at this like, that was quick. That seems premature. They didn't give any indication. Shit, man. When Bayley and Sasha were tag team a few years ago, they were dropping hints and stuff like that. Like, hey, they're going to break up. Things are not going to work out the way they were. That was a whole summer of that shit. We got none of that. So I'm thinking storyline-wise, aren't they both heels, Baszler and Ronda Rousey? How the fuck is Baszler going to get over when she is boring as hell and people hate Ronda Rousey? You're telling me they're going to make Ronda a face in this? Good luck with that. If they can pull that off, WWE is operating on a level we can't even fathom, because if they can get Ronda over as a face and make Baszler a heel, that's next level. That is some genius shit. I don't think it's going to happen. Congratulations, I guess, to the most boring tag team I could think of, Liv and Raquel Rodriguez, who's still stuck in the tag team division. I can't even. I can't. Somebody say something, because
honestly,
Smoke. You want to say something, man? Because I am so distraught over this Liv and Raquel, man. Please help me here, man. Help me out, because where is this tag team division at? I don't know where we're at with any of this. I don't know where we're at. We're back to square one with this, man. And now you have a team that you just broke up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Go ahead, Smoke. I don't know.
I feel like it's a lack of knowing what to do with the champions that they have, and I feel
lack of direction.
I feel like too, it's like they want to give women who are good enough but they're not main story good enough a title to kind of fight for still, and so they're making excuses.
So Liv was the Money in the Bank winner last year, ended up being SmackDown Women's Champion. Now she's stuck in a tag team division, and they feel like Raquel is not good enough to be a solo star.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if they're trying to build her up and make it seem like, oh, she's a four-time now women's tag team?
3 times.
I don't even see her as a strong competitor. Nowadays, she just kind of looks like big sis. You know, she's always big sis to all these women.
Oh, yeah, she's so happy to be there, smiling.
This cool, like, man. Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, and I know what they're pining for, man. It's just, you know, she's going to be that big sis for a while, and then she's going to turn and be this monster heel that we've all been waiting for. But come on, I mean, shit.
This is the WWE way of thinking. They're going to have Liv and Raquel be tag team champions, and guess what? They're going to have Raquel turn on Liv.
Yeah.
And then you literally have every tag team that you've built somewhat turn on each other. Ronda Rousey, Baszler, done. And then you have Katana Chance and Carter. They're the only legitimate team. Isla Dawn and Elba Fire. All right, you got 2 teams that seem to be not forgotten about, but like they still haven't gone over on the main roster yet. But you got 3 teams now in a division that are worth a damn. Mm-hmm. And barely that. It's on life support, man. Like, burn the fucking tag titles. Just call it a day, please, because it's exhausting even thinking about this, and it's just bad. I didn't see anybody care about this outcome of this match. Not one person did not give a shit. I was on my phone. By the way, Twitter, what the fuck happened today? Elon Musk. He's a real piece of shit, man.
What happened? I don't even have Twitter anymore.
So Twitter, basically you have 600 views or something like that, and it says basically you exceeded your limit. I'm not sure what that actually even means.
Like, only 600 people can see every tweet you post?
Yes.
What about people with like 15 million followers?
Basically it says the tweet, you can't retrieve your tweets, or you couldn't even tweet out certain stuff. It's be like, try again. And all that kind of stuff. So literally, I was seeing during Money in the Bank tweets from like 5 hours ago. I couldn't see anything.
Why is Elon turning into like a dictator of Twitter? That's just weird, man.
So I was struggling. I couldn't see anything on my phone. I was looking on Twitter, couldn't see jack shit on my phone. I had to switch to the computer, and then finally was starting to catch up in real life time, because that's the beauty of Twitter. You could see things that are happening in that second.
That's the point, because everyone's tweeting like a bird. Tweet, you know. And
exactly. But
so they're going to take that away?
I didn't want to see a tweet from Raj from 8 hours ago, because by that time, that's like 8 years ago in Twitter life. That's forever ago. Like I didn't want to see that. So basically,
dude, in the main event, we have the winner, and then you see a tweet. Oh my god, I can't believe Damian Priest won the briefcase.
seriously, that's what happened.
You're like, what the fuck?
You saw a tweet from 90 minutes ago. You're like, okay, that's great. But Twitter was totally fucked today. Elon Musk, I don't know what you're doing. Apparently, you got some shit going on with Google. I don't know what that is. You owe some money. You want the $8 from everybody under the sun. You're not going to get it. Just fix what you need to fix. You're fucking rich. I don't care, man. But Twitter was fucking shambles today, and it was terrible. I was struggling. Everybody was struggling. We don't want Marking Out Network. We want the blue check mark, but we're going to earn it the right way. We're not going to give you your fucking $8. Man, fuck you, man.
I don't even think I should be saying this on the thing. I know I've personally been thinking about doing an app for a long time to where the Marking Out Network could be a place to go for like a social media network for wrestling related things. Like I feel like that'd be great. Maybe we can do that soon. This is bullshit, man.
Maybe.
Twitter's not it.
I saw a lot of people, they were so frustrated with Twitter today. They were like, I'm leaving. I'm going to Reddit and starting like a blog or something because people were so fucking frustrated. They're like, hey, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and every other Discord, YouTube, every other social media site you can fucking imagine. But Twitter was in shambles today. But my point being is nobody gave a shit about this match. My only excitement was conjured by the turn by Baszler, and I'm thinking Baszler is boring as hell. Nobody likes Ronda, so what's going to come of it? Next match, please. What do you got for us, Dean?
Yeah, so a lot happened actually for the IC title. Of course, we knew Gunther was going to go over against Riddle, but we saw a big return. A man without his sword. Thankfully, hopefully he doesn't bring that back. Drew McIntyre came back, and it looks like he is starting shit with Gunther. How do you guys feel about that one?
Huh? What do you think about that, Smoke? I'll let you kick it off.
I am not a big fan of Drew McIntyre.
You don't like the wiggly sword? No, you don't like that flimsy
He's
shit.
gonna get over that. He doesn't really. I don't think he's.
I'm not gonna ever get over that shit. The fact that he would raise that sword and it would wobble, like, whoop, whoop, whoop. You know what the fuck is that? We don't wanna see that.
Honestly, real swords are super fucking heavy and they wouldn't wobble like that. I've never seen a movie where Conan the Barbarian, any kind of Viking movie or any kind of Viking show, and the sword was wobbling. No. Swords are fucking heavy. You got to be strong as shit to wield a sword, especially like fucking 5 feet long.
It could be hard plastic, sharpened a little bit, like shiny. At least do that. But what the fuck? What are they?
It's like
doing?
A Halloween store kind of thing, man.
Not great. Not great.
All right, Smoke. I'm sorry to cut you out there, buddy.
It's all right. It's all right.
Not a fan of McIntyre.
Not a fan of McIntyre at all. I mean, I don't dislike the guy. I just think he's not for me. I don't think anything that he does is for me. Like, I just feel like he's overhyped and he's something to do with the kids, for the kids, but that's about it.
Oh, just for the kids?
Yeah, just for the kids that have something to root for, cheer on.
Because he's great. I mean, Drew's great, but no, the gimmick is... It's fine. It just needs to be tweaked, swordless.
I mean, he did come out to a huge pop, and apparently his contract... issues are resolved. We're not confirming, we're not denying anything. We have no information on that, but he's been gone since WrestleMania, so it's been a long time. So obviously maybe they've settled some disputes, some money issues. I don't know. We're probably going to find about more details about that later. And whatever they worked out, it's good to see him in WWE. I didn't really see him anywhere else. Going back to the Gunther Riddle match, Gunther's operating on a different level right now. There is no way, even 100%, Matt Riddle was never going to defeat Gunther. Gunther was working on his ankle. Riddle had no... By the way, Riddle was barbecue ready today. I don't know if you saw that, Smoke.
I did not see that one.
No, with the braids.
Barbecue ready.
He's barbecue ready.
Oh, man. Well, he ain't invited.
He's ready for that family reunion.
Bro, he looked like Ronda Rousey out there a little bit. It was kind of... I like Riddle.
He's overrated.
He's good. Another one good for the kids.
He's a good worker, but again, I'm not a fan of anybody that doesn't wear shoes in a match. That's a fact.
It'd look weird if he did wear boots. Can you imagine?
Okay, by the way, he has an ankle injury. Why wouldn't you wear boots for the match?
That's what I'm saying.
It's his what did he say on TV one day? He has where your feet get too cold and
I don't
they
give
die
a
or
fuck
some
about
shit.
that.
He said, he said,
Anemic?
huh?
Anemic?
No, you know when
Anemic.
you frostbite. He said he got frostbite and his feet burn. I don't know if that's true at all. I could be making
What?
fun of him. If that's true, I'm sorry, but no, I think it was just a stupid storyline.
I think he's full of shit, man.
No, I know. You said it on air, and I said, that's not real, is
that
it?
a
Because
real
he would
thing?
have a black ass foot, right?
Yeah, it would be
wouldn't it be
gone.
black? Well, not necessarily, but you would see black. I've seen movies where guys have frostbite and it was fucking black.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not checking his feet all day, but it doesn't look black to me.
He looks normal.
I mean, he paints his nails black sometimes. Anyway, the match
Wow.
was fine.
Yeah, Gunther. Okay, so let's talk about this. So McIntyre interferes. Well, not interferes necessarily, but he has a thing with Gunther at the end of the match. So are we saying it's going to be McIntyre and Gunther at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Do we see McIntyre super early prediction, real quick? McIntyre, does he defeat Gunther and end his historic reign, or does Gunther continue to breaks Honky Tonk
I think
lands Intercontinental Championship title run?
Gunther's got it. I think this is just another way to make Gunther look like a strong competitor, honestly, man.
What do you think about that, Smoke? You think Gunther continues or McIntyre defeats him at SummerSlam?
Gunther continues.
Me too.
Ooh, we all agree.
Yeah, I'm going to say that too.
I don't know how much time you guys want to spend on this one. I mean, the match itself was only 8 minutes. Cody Rhodes defeats Dom Mysterio.
The worst match of the night, a complete waste of time, and Cody Rhodes. This was a universe mode WWE 2K23 random ass fucking match. I'm like, why am I in this? Like, how did I get here? Why am I to feud with Dom? I don't know, but I'm gonna do the match and hopefully I win, so I don't have to have a fucking rematch because I do not want to be here. Cody Rhodes is so above Dom, it's not even fucking funny. Yeah, Dom gets a lot of heat. I understand it. He's quote unquote the biggest heel in WWE, like they like to say. No, he's not. He's not even that good in the ring. He needs somebody to carry his ass every fucking match. All right, so yeah, Dom, Cody Rhodes was not feeling this rivalry out. It seemed very forced, honestly. And I'm glad it's over. I don't want to see a rematch. I don't want to see this continue. Where Dom goes from here with Rhea, that's going to be up in the air. Cody Rhodes has to move on to bigger and better things. Where he goes from here, I have no idea. So I'm glad this match is over and done with. It only took eight minutes, and we can finally move on from this match.
Yeah, speaking about moving on, looks like we have a winner that actually we wanted. Io Sky. Miss Money in the Bank.
Yes.
And if you guys didn't watch the show, we had some interesting participants, like Trish Stratus was in it. That was interesting to
nice.
see her in a ladder
Yeah.
match.
Yes,
but
first
she
time.
did great. She was fine.
She kept up with the ladies.
But we also had Bayley, Becky Lynch, Zelina Vega, and Zoe Stark.
So Stark shined a lot in this match.
She did.
This was am I wrong? Was this better than the men's Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
It was fun.
I think I rated it slightly. So the men's Money in the Bank, I gave 7 out of 10. Did I? I don't even remember.
Was this on Twitter?
The women's I gave it
Podmarking Out.
6.5. But honestly, they weren't that much different. Honestly, to be honest, there was only 2 spots in the match that I liked: the Io Sky backflip off the top rope, and then Selena Vega with the code red on Zoe Stark. Other than that, it was more like a lot of punches and a lot of tosses around. There wasn't really that much going on when I was watching. I was like, Trish wasn't. By the way, I think Trish broke her nose or something. It looked black and blue and bloody. I'm thinking she got fucked up somehow.
Did she get smacked by a ladder or something?
She might have.
did.
I don't know what happened to her at any point. I didn't rewatch the match, but I'm sure people that did can probably point out the exact moment that it happened. I really don't know, but it was a good, solid match between. I think it's as good as it could have been.
Yeah, it's something that we didn't hate.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
Did I love it? Not necessarily.
We've seen better Money in the Banks from the women.
The creativity at the end with Becky and Bayley getting handcuffed together and Io Sky going up and grabbing the briefcase, I thought that was pretty clever. Bayley tried to fuck Io, didn't work out, it backfired. And I'm just happy that Io Sky won. I'm like, do not cop out, do not make Becky the Money in the Bank winner.
She don't need it.
She doesn't need it. She can always get a title shot at some point. And we always talk about this too here at the Marking Out Network, that you don't have to be involved in the championship to be relevant. Becky doesn't have to be involved chasing a title to be relevant. She can be involved in certain storylines. The same thing with your Charlottes, your Baileys, even shit, man. When Mercedes was around, Mercedes is still, and Sasha Banks was going to be her no matter if she was going for a title or not. They weren't defined by those championships once you reach a certain level. Now, when you're an up-and-coming star, that's what you're going for. But Io Sky, I think based on her performance in Puerto Rico against Bianca Belair, WWE is like, man, we have something here. She did great in that match, and ever since that moment, she was the favorite to me in my eyes to be Money in the Bank winner. I know I said this on the podcast previously, that a WWE-style booking would have been Selena Vega versus Charlotte, and I felt like she might have been the next one. I didn't want to see Becky Lynch because she doesn't need the briefcase. She can always be like, hey, whoever the winner is, from Rhea and Io, whatever, I'll get the title shot. That always can be revisited down the line. But, I mean, I'm really excited for Io Sky in this match. My early prediction is going to be a triple threat SummerSlam. You're going to have Asuka, Bianca, and Charlotte. Whoever wins that match, Io Sky, is going to cash in at SummerSlam and end up being the winner. That's what I'm predicting right now at this very moment.
Yeah, so save that shit just in case, and then you can go back to it. Maybe we'll make a TikTok. I'm trying this whole TikTok thing out, if you guys couldn't tell. Anywho. I hate the turn. We got Seth freaking Rollins defeating Finn Balor for the world title.
I got to say right now, this match was a very WWE paint by numbers. This match could have happened on Monday Night Raw.
It wasn't that great.
It was
this whole part 2 revenge thing.
It didn't click. Honestly, the single matches tonight sucked. You had your Cody Rhodes and your Dom match wasn't very good. 8 minutes. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor. It was, what was the time on that? It felt like forever. By the way,
who'd you say? Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins and Finn. What was the time on that?
12 minutes.
Really?
So
it was only
Gunther,
12 minutes?
The Gunther match was about 7:45.
Yeah, that wasn't
Cody
very
Rhodes,
good.
8:40. Seth, 12:30. So
they didn't give the single matches any kind of time tonight. Because they weren't as important.
Because they gave Roman a half hour. That's 10 more minutes than the men's Money in the Bank.
I was going to say, didn't Roman's entrance was longer than the Gunther Riddle match?
So when they put the times, is it just bell to bell, though? So with the entrance, is it like 45 fucking minutes?
I think it's bell to bell. You don't count the entrance in the match.
So 45
so by the time they get to the ring, they ring the bell, and by the time the bell ends, that's the time for the match. They don't count entrances.
The way Roman be walking, it's like he's already on overtime, and he's just like, this is my extra pay.
He's just milking the clock. Yeah,
I'm getting time and a half right now. I'm just gonna be walking real slow.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucked up, man.
So the Seth Rollins Finn Balor match, it was a match that could happen on Monday Night Raw. This is a pay-per-view match.
Real quick, sorry.
There was nothing special about it.
Real quick, before I forget, sorry. If any of you guys are listening, can you put like a side by side between The Undertaker and Roman Reigns? I want to see who's slower. Can we see that?
That's actually really good. Put a stopwatch on them.
Seriously, man. Like, goddamn. Sorry, you can go.
Honestly,
I don't know why that came to mind.
We're going to talk about the Roman Reigns match later, but literally, I was ready. I wanted to get. I had a lot of shit to do personally. I literally did all my chores, wash my clothes, clean the bathroom, scrub the bathtub, would do whatever. By the time Roman came out and by the time the match started, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, man. By the time I was already done, like I didn't even care what happened during the match because I was like, I'm tapping out, man. I'm like, that's it, I'm done. It's over. It's over, Roman.
There was this one night when we were supposed to meet at your place for the pay-per-view, and I was watching the Roman match on my phone. Don't do that and drive. Don't be me. But it was on in the car, right? And he started coming out when I was at my house. I went to McDonald's. I got a burger, and I was almost to your house, and the bell finally started. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, I can take a road trip here just before the show.
I know.
Dude,
I know. It's ridiculous. And I feel like they're getting longer. Is it me? I just feel like he's really milking it.
Man, he might as well be crawling backwards blindfolded, for fuck's sake. That's how slow he's going. I mean, I like it. because it's so arrogant of him to do that. It's funny.
He takes his sweet. You know who's another guy who took his sweet ass time was back in the day was Kevin Nash. He took his sweet ass.
You would think
time.
he has a longer stride. That motherfucker.
Kevin Nash was 7 feet, but my God, when he would come out, by the time the bell rang, he was not in a rush, man. He took his sweet ass time. Roman does the exact same thing, but that's a good comparison. Undertaker. And who had a longer entrance, Undertaker or Roman? I'm sure we can probably look that up later. But yeah, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, it was a Monday Night Raw match to me. Nothing really came out of that other than Seth winning and the tease by Damian Priest potentially cashing it in. And I think the hype going into this match was pretty good because they have a history. 7 years ago, Finn trying to be the undisputed universal champion, ended up winning it. Seth Rollins essentially injuring him in the match and him mocking him at, the night after when Finn had to relinquish the title. So you have a story there, but the match itself just kind of felt like we could have seen it on this Monday Night Raw. There was nothing different of it. The intensity really wasn't there. It was kind of disappointing, and I just thought it was kind of boring. I was really semi-half watching during it because I knew what the outcome was going to be. The only intrigue was Damian Priest. Was he going to cash in on Finn or Seth Rollins, depending on the winner, but nothing like that happened. But we're going to probably get a Finn, Damian Priest riff.
Yeah, I mean, that build-up was fantastic. The history behind it made it great, but, I mean, it was a dud, man. It was like you're kind of like getting ready for like a Friday night, and then you know what? Never mind. TMI. Anyway, let's move on.
Wait. No, go ahead. No, what were we gonna say?
Cool.
What were we gonna say?
Yeah, no, it's cool.
What were we gonna say?
You know,
You getting ready for like a hot date or something?
Yeah, I mean, you're like, you know, getting into it, and then you know she's bleeding or something. Are you guys ready for the next?
I thought you said she was gonna give you like the excuse, like I got to be up early.
Yeah, sorry.
You're like, oh, really? What time do you have to work? I don't know, 7 a.m., 8 a.m. You're like, it's 9:45. It's like, how many hours of sleep do you need? I'm sure I'll be done here in quite some pretty soon here. Like, no, really I gotta get up early. No.
I can be quick. 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay, I guess. And you're like, all right, well, whatever. Enjoy your day tomorrow.
Have a good night, I guess.
Yeah, I'll text you later.
Fucking bitch. But yeah, I mean, anyway, we know how it ends. The Usos beat Roman and Solo. The biggest part of that, besides the 30-minute match.
Whoa! You're underselling it. Come on, this is all right. This is Roman Reigns.
The Civil War.
This is Roman Reigns, Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy and Jey Uso. The Civil War, which to me was like a pillow fight.
Yeah, why is it that this is probably the biggest match of the Bloodline?
It didn't
for
feel
right
like
now,
it,
but it just
didn't
matter. I mean,
it didn't feel like it.
Do we got fatigue or something, or is it the match itself? What the fuck is going on, Damon? You tell me.
Yeah, what do you think there, Smoke?
Come on,
what do you
man,
think?
hop on that mic. I need to hear that voice again.
Man, come on.
I'm gonna put my headphones on just to hear that voice clearer. Come on.
All right, what do you think? Roman and Solo versus Jimmy and Jey, the Civil War. Did not expect a lot from this match. Smoke. What do you think?
Bring the smoke show. Come on.
Oh, I thought I was getting cropped out this portion.
No, you're not. You can go ahead.
We'll crop you back in this time. Go ahead, Dan. Big C.
No. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just watched a few clips of it. I didn't really watch it.
I don't blame you.
I'm glad Jay is finally getting the shine and shine and recognition that he deserves. That Roman put him over like a motherfucker. But
yeah,
I will say it's about time that we start seeing Roman's demise slowly but surely. And I think next is them titles. And I'm glad that, I mean, the match, it won't nothing to brag about.
The match was, 80% of the match was boring. It was boring me to tears.
The clips I saw, it was nothing to brag about. But all I'm going to say is, I root for Jimmy, not so much Jimmy. But
wait, you root for Jimmy, not so much Jimmy.
I root for Jay. A little bit back and forth.
You root for Jay, not so much. You root for Jay, not so much Jimmy.
Not so much Jimmy.
Yes.
Not anything against Jimmy, but Jimmy ain't done nothing. And I just be like,
He super kicked Roman twice. What are you talking about?
He did. That was important. That was important.
Yes,
he did that one thing.
He did that one thing. Yeah, after a whole 3 years.
After 8 months.
Jimmy's been that hype man for the past year or two.
I mean, Solo almost made him non-existent.
He did. Solo took over him.
Took over, So I think that
Solo.
Yeah. So I think that in my opinion, I think that Jay finally did what he needed to do, what needed to be done, and I'll be glad to see where this next ending chapter of the Bloodline is.
Yeah, the only part that was good about that was Jay pinning Roman. That was probably.
Now, did anybody see that coming? Because I predicted it was going to be Solo pinning Jimmy in the match or something of that nature. And I was like, Roman and Solo are probably going to go over in this thing.
I figured Solo was going to pin one of them.
Or it was going to be maybe, at the very least, it was going to be Jay or Jimmy pinning Solo. I'll tell you this right now. WWE, sometimes they can have a good idea.
Five times. Sorry, I don't know why that kid. Just ignore me.
Exactly, but actually, Michael Cole stated that Roman hasn't been pinned or submitted since 2019 in December.
That's before things went dark.
Yes, so that was
a minute.
And that was by Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I saw that clip.
Yeah, of all people was
big old BC.
Yeah, by Baron Corbin. So they made this statement. They emphasized the importance of this defeat, potentially that he might have gotten.
Was that when he was doing that dog food shit?
That was.
God,
Ziggler was involved in that too.
That was bad.
It was extremely bad. I think I don't know, but Roman said he hated creative then and he thought about quitting. I don't know.
I thought Roman was gonna be gone. I didn't think he was gonna come back.
It was the dog food on the post. I was like, this is horrible. I don't know.
Humiliating, and not even in a good way.
No, not even a good way. It did nothing for anybody. But for Roman to get a 1-2-3 count on him in almost 4 years is incredible. And what are you doing?
I'm just.
Oh, you doing 4?
Yeah, for the visuals.
Oh, 4 years. 4 years, right? Is extremely important and significant and almost historic in this way. Granted, it was a tag match, but you
said for Roman to get a pin on him.
For Jay to get a pin on Roman. Yes, I meant Jay.
Neal. God, come on. The podcast.
Yeah, right? So for Jay to get a pin on Roman is historically significant. Yeah. Now, what does that mean going forward? Now, Roman took the L in this match. Now, are we going to see, does this make Jay the number one contender on Roman for SummerSlam? Where do you see this is going to go? Because to me, in my mind, it was a tag match, but Jay got the pin on Roman. He should be the number one contender for Roman at SummerSlam. And by the way, Cody, you're fucking done, bro. You're done.
Zilch.
You're nada.
Nothing.
Zip, zilch, nada.
Bye.
WrestleMania 40, you and Roman. So what? Jay already beat Roman.
I'm sorry, the American Nightmare. He's more of like the American Daydream. It never happened. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
that was a good one, right? Come here, give me that.
No, I'm not. We're not gonna give you shit.
That's okay.
So, Cody, I'm sorry, but you're cooked. You're booked. You're done. It's over. Nada. Zip. Zilch. It's not going to happen between you and Roman. Even if it does in Philadelphia and WrestleMania 40, it's not going to have the same magic or the same importance because you didn't beat an undefeated Roman Reigns. You're beating a guy who's already been beaten already one time, at least by this point. This is only we're in July. We're talking about something that happened in April of next year. Who knows if Roman's going to lose again?
You know what they say.
What do they say?
It's better to be beat off than beat on.
They do say that in certain instances, but my point being is this. You totally threw me off track. I'm off the rails here.
I don't know.
Jay defeating. So do you guys see Jay versus Roman at SummerSlam? Because that's what I see this is going. And I think we're going to get a more Jimmy Solo feud going. What do you think about that, Smoke?
Yeah, I think so too. I think that Jimmy and Solo are definitely going to beef. I think they need to see who can be the biggest brute out of the two of them.
Yeah, that's what they are. Two brutes.
Who can be the biggest brute?
I think the biggest brutes are the brawling brutes.
And I think as far as Jay, I think Roman's gonna make Jay's life hell for being the first one to pin him in such a long time.
Yeah, that's a big deal, man. That is a big deal.
I think now we're not even gonna see more so of a bloodline feud or sibling rivalry. I think it's just gonna be Roman and Jay gonna be after each other.
Oh, you think Roman? Obviously, he's not going to let this slide.
I think he gonna lose all his smoothness, calmness.
Oh yeah,
everything.
Yep.
I think now
that arrogance is gone now.
It's gone.
That invincibility. That
I mean, it's still kind of there because he still got that title. But I think, but there's a crack in the it's a crack in the statue.
Oh
and
yeah,
so I think now he's gonna start showing. Now I think he's gonna start showing his more aggressive and insecure side.
You know what? He hasn't said this right now in a long time. He's not operating God mode now. Remember that?
No,
he was
not.
operating at a certain. You know what? He was operating God mode when he had all his boys behind him. Oh, but all of a sudden, you ain't got your boys now. It ain't like that.
Well, he should have kept everything intact.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be a leader and know how to control your emotions. Sami Zayn was able to get him out of character, and that's when the cracks started coming. You know what? I feel like when Roman's time finally does come, I want to see a good old lumberjack setting. I want every WWE,
all the people that
everyone who all surrounding
all
the
his
ring.
hit list all around the ring.
They don't gotta attack him. They don't gotta fight him. But it's a proper. Wait. How you guys ever watch Game of Thrones?
Nah, I haven't seen it.
You guys ever watch like even with Lion King when you properly get rid of the improper king?
Yeah.
Oh no! So you can't kill a king in secret.
You can't kill a king.
You can't kill him in a dark room while they're sleeping. You got to kill a king where everybody can see you. Yep.
Everyone sees, how they did Julius Caesar. You just simply
Well, like he got stabbed by like 19 guys at once in front of everybody.
Pretty much. Well, I'm saying after he lose, he needs to do his walk of shame out the ramp, through the ramp with
Queen Cersei.
With every single performer out there, and everyone just booing, throwing. They can throw tomatoes.
Oh yeah, banana peels, all the rotten fruit.
Honestly, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
Julius
See, if it was
Caesar
me,
tomatoes.
If I was on, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. If it was me, I feel like I'm that dude. Afterwards,
You would do that?
I would feel like I'm that dude.
I mean, you know what they say.
I'm talking about somebody did that to me. After walking out, I'm like, I got a bunch of motherfuckers who lined up to throw tomatoes.
That means you were important.
I was like, I'm that dude.
You were important.
I'm that dude. I don't care if I did lose my title tonight. I'm still that dude.
Roman kind of reminds me of those people you see for like 3 seasons. He's like a drug lord in your favorite TV show, and you're going to see him finally get him down, you know?
The Wire.
It's kind of like that.
It's like The Wire when they kill Stringer Bell.
I've never seen The Wire.
You should watch it. They kill Stringer Bell.
String of Bell?
Stringer Bell.
What's a Stringer Bell?
He's the #1 drug dealer for the first 3 seasons. Stringer Bell.
It's kind of a
You
dumb
can
name.
make the same reference with Pablo Escobar, right?
Yes.
Or
yes,
Santos Escobar.
No,
that's a little bit of a plug.
Not quite.
Not
but
there
yeah,
yet.
you want to see the
NXT
villain.
Santos.
You want to see the villain. Basically, we're trying to say go down eventually. You love to hate them, and actually, sometimes they're the more interesting characters. They're more interesting than the good guys and the faces. They make
the story go round.
The story go round and make it interesting. And without a doubt, Roman is the ultimate villain, even though he does get cheered sometimes. But you want to see him eventually go down in a blaze of fucking glory.
But I think think about it. Just picture that moment with everyone around watching it go down and watching him lose. Tell me that won't be a history book moment.
Is he going to do that thing that we've seen in the past where he's walking through the backstage area, like when Vince would come in, but he's leaving and every superstar is lined up down the hallway? You know what I'm talking about? How Vince likes to do that shit.
I want one.
And they're all just shaking their head.
I want one in the ring. And I want one on his way out. On his way out, it could just be the WWE staff, like producers.
Can we see on his way
catering
out, man,
people?
Have like that big ass nice, what is it, an escalator, Tahoe, whatever.
Can have whatever
that thing
you
that picks
want.
him
This
up and
is your
drops him off?
vision.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I want it to pull up, have someone else go in it, and then when the car leaves, the tiny car behind the escalator Tahoe is like a beaten down Prius, and he gets in that and leaves because like he's not worthy enough now.
Wow,
He's in a fucking Prius.
That's like humiliating.
And I don't want.
and it's a gray
And I don't
color.
want. And I don't
It's
want.
just no tint.
I don't want. And I don't want Paul Heyman with him. I don't want Paul Heyman with him.
No. Paul Heyman's shaking.
I
his
don't
head.
want
He's
Paul
disgust-
Heyman.
He's like almost throwing up. He's like,
I know Roman will. I know the real Roman will never allow this. I almost want Paul Heyman to spit on him.
damn, that's kinky.
Oh, you know what? Paul Heyman would be so disgusted.
Or even throw a water bottle on his face. Like,
You know what? That would actually make sense because
He puts a crown on his head, takes it
because
off.
Paul Heyman reveres Roman so much, he would be disgusted how he fell. Mm-hmm. You know, like he's this piece of lump of crap.
I think it'd be funnier to watch Paul Heyman like start to eyeball a new wrestler immediately, not even think about it.
That's been rumored too. You think Paul Heyman is not going to see the writing on the wall when Roman goes down? Like, moving my attentions elsewhere.
I mean, we've seen him with other people that were kind
He
of
was
weird,
with CM
like
Punk.
Curtis Axel.
I mean, he's a.
That didn't work out so well, but okay.
I mean, he's a prison bitch. He's gonna be on to the next.
Bigger and better thing.
next bigger and better
He'd
thing.
be swinging on those pockets like they were the fucking monkey bars in gym, man. He'd be going from pocket to pocket. Man.
Yep, the
Paul-
next big thing.
We never said Paul Heyman was stupid at all. He's smart.
Smart guy.
He's a smart guy. Once he sees Roman going down, he's going to be on to the bigger and better
He gonna
things.
see he gonna see Carmelo Hayes and go.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Mello.
There's been some
I'm
rumblings.
experienced.
What about
man.
him and Austin Theory?
I can see
Yes.
it. I can see it.
Yes, I think he would make Austin Theory a big superstar.
Yeah, I think that's too. I mean, so overall, all right, we're gonna wrap this up here.
Yeah, well, how many carrots? out of 10?
How many carrots are we gonna give this show? Smoke, I'm gonna let you kick it off.
6.
Six out of.
Six,
Explain why.
damn.
Why are you only giving it 6 out of 10?
I really didn't bother with it too much, as people can tell with my lackluster of commentary tonight.
What was your overall? What didn't you like about it that it gave you a 6?
Just boring or something?
I was not excited for it from the beginning. I wasn't really excited for it afterwards. Like after watching everything, I was like, and just
I mean, your prediction was right though. You said that too. You were like, I'm not.
did,
not
yeah.
this is not going to do great. I was excited.
I was not excited. I said I wasn't going to be excited, and I knew I wasn't going to be excited. I'm not excited now. It's just like it was just a regular Raw SmackDown to me.
Oh wow! All right, cool. All right, Dean, I'll let you go next, man.
I'm actually going to agree. I'm going to say 6.
Oh wow, you guys.
Everything was lackluster. The only thing that I could really think of that I was like, damn. Besides the Jay pinning Roman, that's good. Was of course the Io Sky winning. Everything else, I mean, yeah, we saw some winners. We like Gunther. That was cool. Yay, Seth Rollins. Okay, cool. But everything was just like, I didn't feel anything really much throughout this whole pay-per-view.
Okay.
And it started with a big, huge
So you're saying-
disappointment, and then everything else didn't have a feeling to it. So I was just like, this isn't fun.
So the crowd in London didn't factor in it at all with you guys?
No, I mean that's like people hyping up for some reason. They're brainwashed and they're hyping up a really shitty song. I'm still not gonna like the song.
By the way, we didn't touch on this too, but the main event, I think the crowd was trying to entertain themselves. They were chanting something I couldn't make out, and I think they were trying to get themselves
with them fucking accents. You can't.
They were trying to get themselves excited about the match because 80% of it was really fucking boring until the end.
Yeah.
But the crowd reactions in London were fantastic. I'm gonna go slightly higher. I'm gonna go 6.5, almost 7, just because I feel like every PLE for WWE I give a 7 out of 10. There's nothing that actually is gonna draw me in to give out 8, 9, a 10 out of 10. That's never gonna happen. Roman getting pinned was significant. That actually means something. Gunther winning obviously was a obvious choice. Io Sky winning was really good. What would have boosted up to a 7, 7.5 potentially was LA Knight.
If he won, I would have said it like an 8.
LA Knight winning would have put it over the top.
WWE is so good. I don't want to go back into it. I'm sorry, but WWE is so good at like having this thing that is on fucking fire.
Yep.
And then
distinguishing it.
going, and then it just dies out, and we're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
We just want to have fun, and they just yeah.
The Cody Rhodes Dom was a complete waste of time. Did not care about that. So I'm going to have to go 6.5. Now, a lot of people 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s.
Fucking Marks.
Marks.
Marks Central up in here.
Marks Central. You guys.
Can I get a 9 a.m. bus to Marks Central, please?
Exactly.
Fucking Marks.
Either you guys love everything WWE does, or you don't watch anything else. By the way, I'm going to say this right now. I don't think I'll catch a lot of heat for it. I don't really give a shit. It's not going to matter in the long run. Not getting paid by anybody. Not getting paid by you guys. Not getting paid by any professional wrestler or organization. But I'm just saying, Omega and Ospreay 2 was better than this entire pay-per-view. PLE.
Just their 5-minute introduction was better than the
Just
pay-per-view.
their match, to me personally, this is my opinion, not anybody else's. It's not Smoke's, not Dean's, it's just me.
I agree.
That match itself, by the way, was a 6-star match, by the way. Dave Meltzer gave it 6 stars.
Damn.
That's quite a lot of stars. I'm just saying that match to me was more entertaining than this entire PLE. Granted, that doesn't necessarily mean this Money in the Bank pay-per-view was bad. It's a middle of the road, run-of-the-mill WWE style pay-per-view that was set in a really good environment that was enhanced by the crowd. But if you put that same show in front of another crowd, would it have resonated the same? I don't think so. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really have any importance. But London crowd was hyped up enough to make it relevant. But the Roman getting the 3 count on him with Jay is significant moving forward. And I think this sometimes feels like a throwaway, but this actually impacts the pay-per-views going forward, and I think that's significant. So I'm going to give it 6.5, almost 7 if it was going to be LA Knight the winner, but that's it.
All right, well, we'll see what happens with LA Knight definitely in the future. I want to see where the fuck they're going with that one. Shit, I guess I'll see you guys next weekend then, huh?
Sure.
All right, see you then.